I think Coolsville sucks.
What you call an icon living? Puerto Rican legal mistress just did it. I love over 5 minutes. Whoa, we up to our in the place.
So recently I filmed a unpopular opinions tag, and then I decided like I have a lot of unpopular booktube opinions as well, so I thought maybe it would be cool to do an unpopular opinions booktube edition. Also, I just want to warn that a lot of these unpopular opinions are probably really uncontroversial, but they're just like my opinions. Like, nobody says that my opinions matter more than anyone else's or anything like that. Like, they're just things that I think, in my opinions, change like very often, so I can feel strongly about one situation now and then talk to a person who has a different opinion about it, and I'll just be like, oh, okay, and it's like my opinion will change. Like, it happens. My first unpopular opinion, which isn't really unpopular: no one likes unboxing videos. There are booktubers who will literally put an unboxing video on their channel just so they can say that they uploaded that week. And like, of course there are people out there who do care, but I feel like there are people who will literally upload an unboxing video like the beginning of the week and then the end of the week. Or like, I'll go look at someone's channel and I'll see like a regular video, 3 unboxings. I watch unboxings when I'm like in vlogs and stuff because those are interesting, but like regular unboxing videos, I kind of don't care, unless they're like special unboxings like for your favorite book or things like that. But other than that, I don't care. So y'all know how I feel about hardcovers. I really hate when people have like a hardcover, then a paperback, and then a hardcover in the same series. And it's like, if you're gonna be dedicated, why not just stick to that format that you got it in? Like, if you got it in a hardcover, why not just stick to hardcover? Like, if you got it in paperback, why not just stick to paperback? Like, I mean, I understand like when people make mistakes. Like, I had an edition of a book that was like a paperback and the 2 hardbacks of the same series, and like I understand that, but it's like, if you're gonna have Throne of Glass, why not have all of them in the same format and not just have like 2 paperbacks, 5 hardbacks, and then like, you know, I just and maybe that's just like me like having to be like aesthetically pleasing and like having to have hardbacks and like having to have the same editions of books. So I remember tweeting about this on my Twitter, and I was saying how like, do people only like subscribe or follow people who read the same genre as them? And I got majority of people who said no, but I got a few people who said yes. I understand not wanting to subscribe to people's content because like, if you don't want to watch it, then you don't want to watch it, and that's fine. But for me, I like to support like everyone. Like, there are people out here who I don't read the same genre as them and I still watch their videos, and mainly I think it's because like I want to be able to get out of my comfort zone when it comes to reading. So I subscribe to people who read different genres as me, so then like I can always go to them for their recommendations. Like Lauren from the Novel Lush, like she reads a lot of paranormal romance, so like I always go to her videos for like recommendations whenever I want to get out of my comfort zone. It's just like, we're all in the same community, so why not try and support each other the best way that we can, I guess. And this isn't really, I guess it's an unpopular opinion, but not really. I don't think that you need to have the best equipment to like prosper on booktube. Like, of course at one point you are gonna need to like step up your game and like put effort into, so people can see that you're putting effort into it. When you're starting off booktube, you do not need like a $500 camera. You don't need like a $70 ring light. You don't need like 2 studio lights and everything. Like, eventually if you want those are fine, but like to start off your channel, you don't need those things. Okay, this unpopular opinion is not unpopular, but I'm gonna say it because it really irritates me. It really annoys me when people have rainbow bookshelves and they separate their series. Why would you do that? Why do you hate yourself? Who, like, what? I don't understand. I love rainbow shelves. I adore rainbow shelves so much. But why would you separate your series? I don't understand. Like, I feel like there's a special place in prison for people who separate series just so they can have a beautiful rainbow shelf. But then again, I can't really judge people because, you know, the things I do to have my beautiful hardback shelf. I really hate the fact that we have to put disclaimers for what we have to say in our videos. Like, I really hate that there are like 5-minute disclaimers for like videos of what people say, because people will really get offended on like every little detail. Like I could be like, I hated this book, and then everyone will be like, oh my god, you hate that book, like you're such a trash person. Like I feel like we shouldn't have to have these really long disclaimers so other people shouldn't get offended. But it's like, if I say I don't like the color blue and you like the color blue, me liking the color blue doesn't mean that you're dumb for liking the color blue. And it's like, dude, calm down. It's just my opinions. It's just my video. Like, if you don't agree, then you don't agree. It's not your problem. You don't agree. Giving books a certain amount of stars just because it's your favorite author, which like I understand to an extent. Like with the last book in the Court of Thorns and Roses, like the Court of Frost and Starlight, everyone gave the book like 4 stars. But like literally when I looked on people's lists, like when I watched people's like most disappointing list, that was like the most disappointing on everyone's list. Or like ranking books from best to worst, that was the worst book on everyone's list. So I don't understand why it has such high ratings if literally everyone like hated it. Well, I do understand. It's because it's your favorite author, so you decided you want to give it 4 stars. Which like, if you want to give the book 3 stars because it's your favorite author, like I understand. But if you absolutely hated the book, you're not obligated to like every book in that series just because you love that series. You're not obligated to rate it high just because you like the author. Like, you know, you can give the book lower ratings. Like, you know, let the author know that they need to do better. Like if you don't, like I feel like if you don't start giving books the ratings that they deserve, things are not going to start getting better. Like maybe the author will be like, oh crap, like okay, well they didn't find this book interesting, why didn't they find it interesting? And then they would go and look at the reviews, even though I'm pretty sure authors don't care. Like they're probably just out here trying to get their money at this point. Like I feel like Sarah J Maas is just really trying to get her money at this point. I really don't think she cares about like if people don't like her books or not, honestly. I mean, I don't know, that's just like my perspective of it, because I've seen so many people who want diversity in her books and yet she still doesn't add diversity. Which I mean, I don't hate Sarah J Maas. I have her books, like I like Throne of Glass, but I'm just saying, like if I was an author and I was seeing that people like want more diversity, I would add more diversity in my books. But I feel like she's like, oh, I got money, like I'm getting money from this deal, so I don't care. But maybe she doesn't, maybe she's not like that, I don't know. That's just how I feel that she thinks. It's probably not how she actually thinks though. I really don't understand why people get mad over sponsored videos. Like and it's never even like a whole sponsored video. Like it'll be a book and then the person will be like, yeah, so today we're gonna talk about blah blah blah, but before you get started, this video is sponsored by blah 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 and you should read this book, blah 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 blah. Like that's it. Like they don't ever you know, that's all they do. They take 2 seconds and then you can just skip. I'm not even gonna lie, I tap the little thing where it says like skip 10 seconds. I just tap it until the book goes away because I don't care about the book, so I'm about to skip it. Like this video is getting more controversial. Like this video is, I'm about to get into the controversial things. Like y'all are really gonna probably hate me after this, and I'm sorry, but please don't unsubscribe. Please don't hate me. If you think my opinions are wrong, please prove me wrong. Like I don't mind when people try to prove me wrong. Just don't come at me in an aggressive way and don't be rude, because if you're rude to me, I'm gonna be rude back. I don't like fake positive booktubers, and not to say I don't like positive booktubers either, but like someone came into my Curious Cat the other day and was like, oh, like you're not bubbly like these other booktubers and you're not gonna grow because like you are so rude and mean to people. And you know, there are so many bubbly booktubers out there. First of all, there are so many fake bubbly booktubers out there. Like you can tell when people are being fake bubbly and when they're actually being themselves. And of course I can be rude at times, and you know, I understand, but I'm really honest, and people confuse being honest with being rude. And I don't care about stating my opinions because it's how I feel, and I'm not gonna hold back from that. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, hey guys, welcome to my channel, so today we're gonna talk about this and that, and I just love this book so freaking much, because that's not me. That's not my personality. I'm not gonna put up that front for people. Like I grow very well for a person who isn't bubbly like most booktubers. And I feel like booktube as a whole is evolving. There are booktubers like Caleb and Yannon and Cindy who are honest, and there's nothing wrong with being positive, but they're not like those super happy bubbly people. Like if they are like, they have a feeling about something, they're gonna talk about it. And I'm not the kind of person who's like happy all the time and who's gonna sit here and pretend to be happy for the camera either. I feel like a lot of booktubers feel like they can't be themselves because they already started off being like happy and bubbly, and it wasn't normal for booktubers to not be happy and bubbly at a certain point. So like a lot of people joined the booktube community like, oh, I have to be this happy and bubbly in order to gain, or in order for people to watch me. And then it's like they're kind of stuck like that, because then people are gonna, like, if they start to be how they really want to be, people are gonna be like, oh, you changed, you know. So I understand that part, but I don't understand, like, there are people to this day who join YouTube who are fake happy and fake bubbly, and you can just tell that they're like that. And that's not me, and I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna be like this fake happy person for my videos. I hope nobody, that's the only thing that I hope, like, no one takes the wrong way out of this whole like unpopular opinions video, because I don't mean to offend people. Like, I love my bubbly booktubers. Now that I'm really getting into the tea is when I really want to start talking. Love that. Stop comparing your, like, the way you view books based off people who read books critically. Catherine Paperbacks and Dreams reads her books critically, and I don't. So I love The Cruel Prince. So of course she found things in The Cruel Prince that, like, I didn't find or I didn't pay attention to, or things that I didn't care about. And you know, like, she reads them critically, so of course she's gonna have a different view of people. I have gotten a lot of comments that are like I love The Cruel Prince, but a lot of people didn't like it, so I like lowered the ratings, or like I didn't talk about it because so many people hated The Cruel Prince and I felt embarrassed for liking it. So I always share this story, and I hope my sister, like, doesn't get upset because it's like the story is about her. But, well, I'm not gonna mention the person's name because I don't want to be like calling him out. And I don't want to be like make them feel bad for this video, because, you know, I don't want to make them feel bad for making people feel bad, you know, because like I would feel bad if someone came to me and was like, oh, I seen you hate on this book, and like it made me feel bad and I feel like trash for liking this book. So like I'm not gonna mention the person, but I fell in love with this booktuber, and my sister was just getting into booktube, so I introduced her to this channel. So forgetting that this person made a review on this book that my sister liked, my sister came back to me and she was like, oh, like, I just watched this person review and they hated it and they pointed out so many things about it, and I just feel so bad because I didn't like it and I loved it so much, and I didn't notice all the things that she noticed, and then the things that she did notice, I kind of like, it made sense to me, but to them, like, it just was bad, and I just feel like trash. And I feel so bad because the book isn't even a bad, like, I haven't read the book yet, but I own the book. Like, it doesn't seem like a bad book to me. And I even tell my sister to say, like, oh, I found a booktuber who really loved the book that you like. And like, it makes her more happy, because a lot of people on Booktube like hated this book, but guess what? There are people who read books critically. I just feel like if you're not a critical reader, you need to stop watching people's videos and being like, oh snap, I didn't notice this in their video. Like, I didn't notice this in the book. I'm a trash person. I'm problematic. No. It's just that they read the book critically. So, of course, they're going to see things a lot differently than you are. So, which brings me into my next thing. You can hate a book that someone loves, and you can love a book that someone hates. As long as you're not trashing the book, like, absolutely trashing the book. Like, okay, I love The Cruel Prince. If you didn't like The Cruel Prince, it's okay to hate it, as long as you're not bashing it. Like, if everyone's like, oh, I want to read The Cruel Prince, and you're like, well, the book was, like, if you're just always ragging on books, then, like, chill out. It's like, you know, it's just a book. Like, okay, with Throne of Glass, there are so many people, like, who get so upset when others don't like Throne of Glass, and then they find, like, problematic issues with it. A lot of people don't like Throne of Glass because they're not diverse. And if you don't like it because they're not diverse, that's okay. You have the right to. People should not get mad at you for liking the book because you don't find it diverse. But also at the same time, if you hated Throne of Glass because it was not diverse, and there are people who don't mind that it's not that diverse, you shouldn't be ragging on them because they don't mind that it's not diverse. You see what I'm saying? If you found issues in The Cruel Prince and I didn't, like, I wasn't looking for those issues, or like those issues like just didn't come up to me, or they just didn't seem like issues to me, and that's fine. If you didn't like it, I'm not going to be like, oh, you're trash for not liking it. I always tell people, like, just don't feel bad for not liking things that people don't like, and don't feel bad for liking things that people don't like. You know, just don't like physically like trash the book. It's just like, don't make people feel bad for the things that they like, and don't make people feel bad for the things that they don't like. Like, that really has to stop in the booktube community. That is a thing that annoys me the most. Like, that is one thing that we have to stop doing, is making people feel bad because they found issues in a book that you loved and they just was like, oh, I don't want to read it anymore. Like, if I read book 1 in Throne of Glass and I said I didn't like it, so I stopped reading it, you can't be mad at me because I stopped reading it saying, oh, the book gets better as they go along. I want the book to be better now. Like, well, personally, I'm the kind of person who reads the book up into the second book and then judge. With the Raven Cycle, I did not like the Raven Cycle. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I kind of feel indifferent about it. Someone came into my mentions. They were like, you didn't continue the series, so you can't say that you didn't like it. And it's like, I didn't like the first book. I didn't like the second book. Why am I going to continue this to the third and fourth? If I read Throne of Glass and the first book, I didn't like it. The second book, I didn't like it. I'm not obligated to finish the third book. I'm not obligated to finish the third book because, okay, the book may get better at the third book, but I couldn't take it no more. Like, why would you force yourself to read things you don't like? So that's just kind of like how I feel about it. Is we need to stop this in the community. With The Cruel Prince, when people didn't like The Cruel Prince, I don't say the second book gets better, you should still try it out. No, I tell people, if you want to try it out, you can try it out. If you don't want to, that's fine. You don't have to love The Cruel Prince. More for me. That's pretty much it for this video. I have a lot to edit out and I got really riled up and angry. I'm here. I need to be here. So I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna be happy. And I'm going to go and eat some cereal.